Hey guys, Stealth here. Welcome back to Transport Fever, where I am now completely debt-free. Isn't that something that's nice to say? Debt-free! Yes, now the next project is making sure that I have enough trains to keep everyone happy here. And I'm considering selling off all of these trains that I have, all of these Zephyrs, in order to get faster trains. And the faster trains that I'm eyeing are the Metroliners. Metrolines are a bit faster. Oh, let me get that right. The Metrolines are a bit faster. They have a capacity of 81, and if I give them a passenger car, that should go up to about 100 per train. And with that much capacity and a couple of trains running on that route, I should have more than enough to get me all the passengers transported that I need. I mean, there's 100 people waiting there. Currently, what's running on that route is 4 Zephyrs. That's a capacity of 200 people. But the seats are usually going to be occupied a lot more than I had initially predicted. Because you're going to be seeing people who don't just go from Little Rock to Beaumont, but who want to go from Rockford to Santa Clara. And that's okay. That is perfectly fine. I like them to do that. The thing is that it is getting a bit more expensive. Because for them it's a long route, and for me it means that I have to keep more people waiting. So I want to get more of these guys, and I'm going to be taking out a small-ish loan. Let's go for about, say, 15 million. I mean, I'm making 13 million a year, I just want to get this expansion done. So I want to recall all of these trains. I don't want to have anyone out on the tracks at the moment. And then we're going to go for the Metroliners. And there you go. This one has a capacity of 102 people. I want to have another one of those, which I currently cannot afford. I'm going to have to wait till some of those others come back so that I can sell those off. There's one right now. How expensive are these? I'd say somewhere in the range of 18 million. Cha-ching. There you go, now I have 2. There's another one coming in. Where's the 4th one? Where are you at? You're still on this end somewhere? Oh, you went to a different depot. Okay, that works. I'll just sell you off there. Alright, done. Okay, so this gives me the same transport capability that I had with the 4 Zephyrs. Now, I'm going to get a bit more. I'm going to have 3 trains running on this thing for now and see how that works out. Let's hope these things space themselves out. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of work to get them all running with a decent amount of spacing between them. I hope the other one's going to take the other direction. Please. Yes. No. You're not. Wait one. I need that train to be a bit ahead to make sure that it doesn't run into each other. And that we have overlapping transport capability there. Yeah, everyone wants to get to Santa Clara. That is by far the most important direction here. Making sense, I mean, people really want to get to work in Santa Clara. Okay, this should give me enough of a distancing. And then you probably have the same issue. But if you go... Can I reverse you? Can you get to the right track? You should. Eventually. Let me make sure that you actually do get to the right track. There. Nope. Not interested. Alright then. See if I care. And 48. Oh, you're going the wrong way, son. Actually, it's not that much of a problem. it's not that much of a problem, as they are now pretty nicely spaced out. This one just hovered up everyone that was waiting in Rockford. And yes, these things are running a lot more expensive than the previous ones I had. Their running costs are 3 million a year. As opposed to the train that I was running, which is the Zephyr. Zephyrs are pretty cheap by comparison. Multiple units, Zephyr. They only cost me 800k. So these new trains cost me a lot more. But I hope that their speed can make up for that. There's the opposite number. There's the other one. And as of right now, they're not going to be running at full capacity yet. I'm okay with that. Santa Clara Little Rock, 105 waiting. But the other lines. Santa Clara is by far the biggest. SC Mobile is going to be next. That's this one. I probably should add either another car to you, or make sure that you're going to get upgraded into a Metroliner as well. Because as I've seen with other YouTube videos, and that is Colonel Failure, I've been watching his videos a lot. I'm really enjoying those. Great learning experience. He is far better at the game than I am, so if you want to have a look at how he's building his transport networks, check out his channel. His link is in the description down below. I really recommend it. But anyway, he was using the Metroliners a lot as well, and it was working incredibly well for him, making him a lot of money. Talking about money, how is my Santa Clara doing? Looks like its fuel capacity is okay at 58%. I had expected a bit more, actually. Because with the catchment areas that I have, I think that I should have most of the town covered in industrial. You'd think so, anyway. Some of these things are still not happy. Well, they are in the catchment area. So that's curious. I think we're going to have to expand this train line. Because it is running at full capacity, and yet there's still a lot waiting there. So I'm going to have to set up another train. To make sure that all of that fuel goes somewhere, otherwise it's going to get to waste. So we're going to need a locomotive. Preferably something that's not too expensive, yet still has power. Yes, you're going to have to wait one. Now, the next project here. 105 kph. Let me check. What kind of train are you? You are costing me 2.46 million a year. Top speed, 140, so you're one of them. The 140 kph units. That's probably this one, the New Haven EP5. 105, 201. Yeah, I think that's the one. Now, before I can get that train to work, I'm first going to need to upgrade my rail line capacity, because with just one track, that is not going to be enough. These trains are going to run into each other and start running interference, which is going to cost me valuable time. Okay, back to roads. Medium country road. There, not a problem at all. They barely noticed it was gone. Moving on. This is not the most straight line I have ever built. This thing is curvy as all hell. But so long as it works at a pretty reasonable speed, then I'm happy. And yeah, that's it. I gotta make sure that these things can cross over if they have to. Oh, really? This again? He has not quite understood yet that he can now make both of these tracks. unfortunately. Come on. Ah, there you go. It's understood that it can now make make use of both tracks. Perfect. Set up the signals along the route. And over there as well. Not that I'll be giving priority to the standard road traffic, because there barely is any, but it's just there for future precautions. Okay. Now I still have a moderate loan, only 28 million. Let's see how those moneymakers are doing. The Santa Clara Little Rock lines. They are doing alright. 2 million there. That one's in the red for the last year. And you? Minus, okay. And, unfortunately, we are running into an issue where the game starts to really slow down. So I'm going to have to start it back up. So give me a minute and I'll be right back with you. Alright, we're back. Now, Transport Fever has this hiccup, if that's the right term, where every once in a while, say about after an hour, maybe hour and a half times play, it just starts to freeze up. Its frame rate crashes like a brick, and it becomes really difficult to play. So that's when I always hope that the developers have somehow boosted the multi-threading support or whatever they need to get this thing to run smoothly, but no such thing yet. Anyway, where is the other... Oh, there you are. Okay, that is good. Because then you can now pick up where the other one has left off. And with that, this one should be inclined to get more production going. Look at that, it still has no stored fuel or stored oil. It immediately picks it up and ships it out. And even if I ship it all out, there is still 70, 80, almost 90 units waiting. And it is giving me warnings that it needs to ship more. Look at that, talking about shipping more. Okay, let's send back a bit of money towards the bank. Keep them happy. You just picked up another 90 units of fuel. Okay, keep it up. How's Santa Clara on fuel? 58%. Now I hope that with 2 trains that becomes a bit more workable. I gotta say that the game still seems a bit sluggish. You're probably noticing that too, right? It's not running at maximum speed, which is really annoying. It tends to become a bit better when you don't have too many units in view, but I find it to be rather annoying for this game. That it has a sort of built-in timer, like, okay, you need to stop playing now because I'm just going to give you a massive amount of lag. So, yes, unfortunately, once again, I'm going to have to pause it here and start the recording back up. So, once again, give me a minute and I'll see if I can get this game in check. Alright, let's see if this thing works again. I had to restart the game, and it seems to be running a bit more smoothly right now, which is really what I wanted to do. Otherwise, it is just no fun to play, and just absolutely terrible to look at. Anyway, train line set up, fuel line working as intended. There's 85 units of fuel on that train. And it seems that now the refinery is starting to struggle to keep up with demand, because it simply does not have enough stored crude oil. So we're going to have to facilitate that a bit more. Gonna wait for a couple trains to come in, and then I can pick up all of the stuff from the crude line using the trucks, because this one doesn't have a lot on board. 38. I've seen better. Let's give me another one. Buy another one of those big trucks, the Peterbilts. That's the Elgin crude line. How much is that Elgin crude line making me, actually? Elgin... Oh, that's railroad. Elgin crude. Almost 500,000 a year. That's not bad. As for the fuel lines, they are actually making me more money than 3 of my metro liners combined. And of course it just keeps jumping up and down, but there you go. The metro liners are making more money. And I hope that Santa Clara's growth can be constantly accelerated. There we go, 72% now. They have 69 units waiting. I'm going to cut off that last semi-fuel line that I still had going here. It's the Santa Clara fuel line. You can sell yourself off. I always think that sounds a bit unusual, but okay. Right, 7 million. Let's give some money back. If I can just stop buying stuff for a minute, I can probably make 1 million, let's say 14 to 15 million a year. So let's not do anything in 1977 and see how well we can do. There's only 3? That's because one of these shipments was a bit low. You doing better? You're only on 40? It's 22. There we go. Now this oil refinery is starting to get back up to full production speed. Because now it's getting all of the crude oil that it needs to get. So this thing is probably going to get a violent awakening, as it is simply not producing enough. It has to go and speed up production to meet that 400. There we go, 75. By the time that he picks it up, it's probably going to be 80. And then we're actually looking at something that makes this train profitable. How much? 90, you're full. Perfect. That's what I wanted to see. Santa Clara, 74%. Perfectly workable. Let's repay some more. Now let's see about the profits. This was 9 million last year, and I did buy some stuff. I bought a few trucks. So let's see if I can do any better this year. Especially with that improved fuel production. How much? Yeah, you're the full one. 90 units. Cha-ching. Now, some of these lines may not be profitable. The road vehicles. No, they're all doing okay. Fuel A, Fuel B, Fuel C. Fuel B is a bit low. Can you tell me where you go? Directly to Lower Santa Clara, which you would say requires the most stuff, but apparently doesn't have a lot of industrial buildings being covered by it. And one of these vehicles is probably getting quite old. Well, 12 years, that's workable. Go home. We're just going to make do with one of those things. See, Fuel C by far has the biggest demand. 75 units waiting for that one. Can we go debt-free again? That'd be wonderful. $3.77. I'd expected a bit more, considering it's already August 1977. So what is getting so expensive? Railroad running costs. Must be some of these trains that are... They're making a decent amount of money, but some of them are just running really, really expensively. This must be those metro liners. Those are usually big money hogs. 1.5 million left. There, debt-free. And are both of these trains now running with a full load? 73, well, near enough. There you go, look at that. Limit 800 per year. It's just received another upgrade. This one seemingly is not receiving an upgrade yet, but its amount of stored crude is going up fast. The demand is probably not sufficient yet. So that should be the next project, expanding that railroad towards Mesquite. And let's have a look at where their industrial areas are. Quite some of them back here, which is being perfectly covered by this large truck stop. So that's one. This is another one. No, these are residentials. I always get those confused. This, however, is industrial, which is probably not... No, it's not quite covered yet. Okay, let's make it a truck stop there. Try not to delete the building. There. Ah, damn it. I completely overlooked that one. That means I'm going to delete this one, as it doesn't really add that much and only takes up building space, which can be further demand. What I will need is a train station. And if I can get that, say, somewhere here, and then add another fuel depot there, then that would work. So let's make sure I pick the right train station this time around, because last time was just downright embarrassing. 2 tracks. Something like that. Then we're going to need a large truck stop here, considering that this is going to be the main the main freighter, the main supply line for this town. Shouldn't be too much of a difficult line here. Now the way that I'm going to set this up is to have one train to go from Santa Clara directly north. So I'm going to be taking fuel from this train station. So not all the fuel is going to be delivered to Santa Clara anymore. Which means that I'll be needing to upgrade my train lines. It's going to be pretty important. And future expansion might look towards mobile, but I might be making another train line directly that way. I don't really particularly care if I'm going to get a full mount of capacity on this one. That's not a main objective for me right now. Of course, you gotta be like that. I want this to look moderately okay and hopefully expand the amount of industry to go this way. And entice it to go towards this production line, towards this side. As for a depot, set that up somewhere where it's not too much in the way. I usually try to make these things go both ways so I can quickly expand my train should I need to. Alright. Starting here and going there. That is going to be the Mesquite fuel line. And to make matters a bit more confusing, we're going to have another Mesquite fuel line. Starting there, going there, and there. And I'll let the system itself work it out. So we're going to call this Mesquite fuel truck. And I have a depot here. Set up 2 trucks on that line. So that's the Mesquite fuel truck. And let's say that Mesquite needs quite a bit. 220. That's the same amount that is required here. Although Santa Clara probably needs more. 340 by now. Bloody hell. Okay. We can make that work somehow. 1.95 million a year. Let me go with one of these. A couple wagons to add. 72 will do. And you are going towards Mesquite fuel. Correct? Yes, correct. First couple of, well, years, really, it's going to run empty. It's not going to carry anything. Hold on, don't pick anything up. I need to expand your capacity. And considering I'm pretty rich at the moment, I can upgrade the entire train. Make it something faster. 201. These are expensive, but I need all that power and especially the speed to get stuff delivered there fast. 108. 126. Go. So that's 30 more capacity at a speed that is now 200 instead of 140. That means that these things are going to have to kick up production. They got plenty of crude. So much so even that some of these trucks might not be running full. Come on. Yeah, 4 only. Because the demand on this thing currently is not high enough, but it will go higher. 202, 204, it's hesitantly going up. So right now this train should not drop it all off on this supply depot, but it should also keep some of it on the train itself, or on the train station itself. Yep, there we go, 5. It hasn't quite figured out how much it needs to drop off there. That's okay, we'll get that done. You only have 25. There's 42 waiting. It's going up nice and fast, so it should be good by the time that you get back there and pick up more stuff. How are my other railroads doing? 6 million income. These two are of course on the way up. You have 61 people waiting there. So you keep a lot of people behind. I may need to upgrade that train. New vehicle. The Graf Zeppelin. 82 points of fuel. This one is going up, but not quite fast enough. Need you to slow this thing down. And then don't hit this station. Turn it around. We're going to upgrade you as well. Come to think of it, I don't really need to sell off all of these cars. I just need to sell off the engine. And then buy another one. That was that really expensive thing. 200, that one. Ooh, I don't even have the money to do that. Soon though. Just gotta wait for a couple trains to come in. And I'll have the money that I need. 11 point, there we go, thank you. Capacity 90. I'm gonna get that a bit further. Now you have 126. Oh damn, we got a couple of road vehicles that we're gonna have to replace. Alright, this will do. Gotta make sure you're not running into your opposite number there. I need you to wait just a bit. In the meanwhile, we're gonna set up some of these things as replacements. Because these are getting pretty old. Finances wise, they're not the most profitable vehicles, but they need to be in existence. They need to be there to make sure that the trains have enough people. So passengers, we're going to set the Chevrolet C60 as the new bus. Yes, that is that line. The Mesquite bus. A replacement, set a vehicle. Switch it to the Chevrolet C60. Yes. Mobile bus, check that one. Replacement, yes. Same deal. And the SC bus. Set a vehicle, Chevrolet C60. Done. Now this is a nice haul of fuel. 121 is probably going to be something along the lines by the time that he gets there. 112, 115. Is he going to go on full? Oh, close enough. Close enough. How are you doing on production? He's being topped off pretty nicely, so his production should be good. How is Mesquite doing? It's getting a little bit of fuel. Not anywhere near what I would like it to be. This is going to make me quite a bit of money. Bringing it in. 2.5? 3.2. Like it. I like it. Okay, you. Since you're opposite numbers on the other end, you can now safely join this route. And you shouldn't be interfering with each other too much. That is one sizable train right there. Offering it all up. 90 points there. And of course these trains are a bit more expensive, but still should make me some money. Alright, with those things working nicely, how about expanding this rail line into New York City? Adding that one to the existing rail line network. And then potentially Jackson. That way, I could also have a train running, say, from Santa Clara, not just east, but also southwest. So Elgin, New York City, Oceanside. That's going to be another massive expansion project. Just hope that there's not too much in the way. Yep, sorry, you shouldn't have built there. You really shouldn't have built there. Actually, how about upgrading this one? Second street connection, 4 tracks. Unable to align terrain. Clearly. Okay. Fine. Too much slope? What do you want about? There's no slope here. That just got expensive. There. Not a problem whatsoever. Alright, I won't be building the entire thing, but I can at least lay some of the tracks that I'm going to need to get this thing from one side to the next. Is it going to be expensive? Yeah. Probably. But I want to have this thing be ready for the future, so I don't want to have too many bends and curves in it, which will slow the trains down. Because with the current state, 1981, sooner rather than later I'm going to have trains which are having absolutely no problem running at about 200 to 300 kph consistently. Let's see, I have this train station about here. Something like that. And tie it up to the rest of the area. Bus stop. Where are you at? Here you go. New York City, in this game, probably wouldn't be too big. Yeah, that's going to get expensive. That's going to require a tunnel, probably. But that's okay. If that builds a tunnel, then New York can expand right on top of it. No tunnel. Okay. No tunnel. Next section, heading towards Jackson. But you know what? I'll be doing that next episode. This one's gone long enough. My empire continues to grow, and it is doing rather well. These trains, these fuel trains, may need a further upgrade, as Santa Clara is growing very well. But with the current demand also being placed on it in the north, right there in Mesquite, which is also getting a decent amount of fuel, I think that I may need to upgrade some of these trains even further. Money's in the bank, everything's been paid off. I'm making decent amounts, but I want to get way, way higher. And considering how little I have unlocked of the map, as far as transport goes, I'd say that there's definitely a ton more episodes to go. So, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon for more Transport Fever.